Hello, and thank you for watching Accelerate with Nerdio. In this video, I'm going to walk you through adding, customizing, and managing a multi-user desktop pool in Nerdio Manager for MSP. So let's start with what it is. A multi-user desktop pool is going to provide a full desktop experience to multiple users pooled together across resources, and those users are placed via load balancing. Now, how would you build one? You would start here in Nerdio Manager for MSP under the WVD section within host pools. I've got one already built, which we'll talk about in just a moment, but you would click Add Host Pool. You would name it, provide a description, determine the experience, and we are using multi-user desktop pool here, but we do have videos for all four of these. And then you can set up a naming prefix, configure the desktop base image, sizing, OS disk, and even quick assign. And I've got a WVD users group we'll use there. And then I would hit OK, and that would build a pool just like this one. And so let's just pause for a minute. What have we created in this instance? Well, if we go to Azure, this multi-user desktop has created an application group and a host pool. And then within that host pool, it's going to start to have hosts as we build them out. So jumping back to Nerdio Manager, what are some things we can now do with this pool? So we can configure things like the friendly name. We can set up the load balancing, which we'll discuss in a moment. We can quickly jump to things like user sessions. And we can see that we've got one person disconnected from that host. We'll jump back again. I can even look at my host by clicking here, and I can see I've got some different statuses. Always important to pay attention. We've got one in drain mode. We've got one that's powered off, and we've got one that's available with that active user session. And then we can do some other customizations, which I think are important. So I can go to Manage, and I can actually establish user and group rights to that pool. Again, we can see that WVD users group already has access to it, and so does this gentleman WVD guy. And then I can even start to go into properties, and Active Directory allows me to determine the AD domain that these hosts will be joined to and the OU that they'll live in. I can go to Properties WVD, and I can specify those load balancing settings. Again, we have access to breadth first, which is going to spread users evenly across hosts, or depth first, which will actually fill up a host and then start to drop users on the next host. And again, you can create session limits in regards to both of those. So that would mean that if a host hits that single limit, no matter what, it will start to balance to the next host. Excellent. And so we can also go to Properties, FS Logic, and this is where you can determine if the FS Logic agent will be installed and with what default settings on those hosts in that pool. I'll go ahead and stop there. I recommend you check out the video for auto scale on host pools multi-user desktop, and definitely visit help.nerdio.net for access to all of our amazing content. Thank you so much.